Hi guys, welcome to day 36. Today we are going to review this Smatree case for the Osmo Pocket. Okay, just to let you know, my voice might be a little bit too sexy still because of the cold symptoms. I am feeling slightly better, which is we are getting ahead with this thing. And before I start using, I'm going to use the same price and value paradigm that we did for the charger case because it got good feedback, people liked it. So we're going to use the same thing for analyzing this, the benefits of this case. But before I start into the actual case review, I have to give you a disclaimer that this is my first sponsored episode. No, it's not sponsored because sponsored would be if they were paying me for the episode. They're not. Sponsored review? No, that's already done. So, okay, how about if I give you the whole story and the truth and nothing but the truth, and then you decide whether you want to trust my review or not? Hey, sell out a little bit harsh, don't you think? At least hear my story first. Okay, so here we go. This company, Smatree, they are like an Amazon brand, like the other ones like Ulanzi and Newer and a couple of others that you see only on Amazon. They're small companies that make good product, cheap products that you can easily use and have reliable quality without having to pay a premium for the brand. And now I sound like a salesman for these brands, but I do really like them and I use quite a lot of those products, quite a lot. I can't even tell you how many I've got which are not so branded, but they still serve me well. So this company I knew from there, and they emailed me saying, would you be interested to test some of our products? I said, well, of course, yeah, no problem. And they offered to, like if you buy the item and then you review it, once you review it, we will refund you the price, so you will have the item for free. I said, sounds like a good deal, sweet. But, and I know you are thinking the same thing that I was thinking, like, once the review is live, so first thing is I would buy it and review it, but I would also disclaim it that you asked me to review it. And second thing is I'm not gonna give it a 5-star review just because you are paying me, you're refunding me the price and I'm having the item for free. So it will get the star rating that it actually deserves. To that they reply with 2 points. One, that they believe in the quality of their products. Fair enough, that's very nice. Second thing is they said, well, if you don't like the product, you can always return it for full refund to Amazon anyway. Like, okay, yeah, that's fair enough. So with that in mind, this is a review that is requested by the company, but this is something that I would have bought myself because it is the kind of thing that I have been buying these days, the accessories for my Osmo Pocket, and I probably would have reviewed it. The only thing is, what ratings would I have given? I don't know if you're familiar with this writer called Robert Cialdini, Cialdini. He has written a book called Influence, which I think is like a textbook for psychology. It's absolutely brilliant the way he takes everything piece by piece and analyzes how people in today's modern market use these psychological tricks to sell things, to influence people's opinions, and to make them think a certain way. And if you read that, you would be amazed at how much we don't know goes on in changing our mind for us. And one of those things that if you have not read the book, I definitely recommend it. I highly recommend it. And Robert Cialdini has not asked me to do a review of his book. So that's my honest opinion. But one of the things that he says is when somebody gives you something for free, you feel an obligation. This is the quid pro quo of the society. This is how the society works. So if somebody gives you something for free, you feel an obligation whether you like it or not. In this case, because I've already told them that I'm not going to give them a full 5-star review anyway, I don't feel any obligation because I'm very aware of that principle. I keep that in my mind when I'm doing something like this. Having said that, you know how cheeky I am. I wanted to give this 4-star in any case, so just to see how the company would react, what they would say. But then I realized it would be unfair because they asked me, first of all, they did ask me that you should buy it and use it for 3 days or a week before doing the review. Fair enough. And once I started using it, I quite liked it. So I felt like if I gave it 4 star when it clearly deserves 5 star, then that would be unfair. Just as it would be unfair to give it 5 stars if it was not deserving of that rating. Now let's get into the actual price and value paradigm and see what this is actually worth. I'll give you all the facts so that you don't have to rely on my biased opinion, or I'll try to keep it unbiased, but I really like this case by now. I've been using it for more than a week, so my review is going to be a little bit biased because of that, not because the company's asked me or anything. Okay, so if you have not watched the last review of the charger case, you don't know what the price value paradigm is. Price value paradigm, very quickly, is price is what you pay for the item in money, how much space it takes in your kit, in your backpack, or in your life, and how much hassle it is to actually use that particular item. And then the value is what is it that you can do only with that item and you could not do without it. What can you do better with it? What can you do easier with it? Or what can you do faster with it? So those are things that provide the value. And there's the question of aesthetics, as if the item looks really good or if the item makes you look good. For example, if I have this phone, which is like a LG V30 Plus, anytime I take it out, people ask me, oh, what phone is that? Oh, that's really nice. So it makes me look good, even though that's not its actual value. The actual value is the features and the things that it allows me to do, but it still makes me look good in public or in a social circle. So that sometimes you have to keep that in mind as well when you're buying something or when you're using something. Okay, so price wise, this item was $23.99 when I paid for it. Last time when I posted the Amazon review, it was $24.99. So I don't know why it's going up, but it might be. From my subjective point of view, anything like this, which is less than 30 pounds, I consider that like in a low price range, and I consider that a reasonable price. But suit yourself, that's your call to make, not mine. Price wise, for the price of in terms of space, as to how much space it takes, because this itself is a container of things, it's kind of negative space. But if you want to put it in something else, for example a backpack or in a gym bag or like in my squash bag, it doesn't take too much. It's very compact and it doesn't take too much space. Also it's like a hard case, so it keeps its shape and things inside are safe. I'm kind of I'm assured, I'm safe in the feeling that if I throw it onto the car, I've done that many times now, I'm happy in the knowledge that this won't get damaged and the things inside it won't get damaged. So space wise, quite reasonably, and that has to be compared against as to how much stuff it lets me store. So if it lets me store a lot of things and then it's slightly big, it'll be okay. But it's quite a nice size. I don't know how to compare this with this. This is a 6-inch screen phone. So if you go with that, like it is about this much. Okay. Other than that, see the dimensions on Amazon page. I'll put the link in the description anyway. In terms of hassle, the hassle is not at all, because even if you had like a backpack or anything else, you would have to open that and get things out. So in this one, it's got this one zip. There's stuff in here which is in this specific pockets, and then you have this another zip which is for a mesh pocket separately. So this is all the hassle you have, and after that is everything is in the case and in their own container. So whatever hassle comes with that particular item, that's all. So this particular case itself, the Smatree case, doesn't have much of a hassle. So, and the zips are quite nice quality, so they have never stuck on me. I don't think they ever will, because they are like very nice quality zips. I'm always able to do that very quickly. Okay, so that's in the price. Then we come to the value side of things. So the value of a case is as to how many things it lets you store and how well it stores them. So I'm going to open this again. This is a funny thing. It made me laugh the first time I saw it. It made me laugh, like, this is such a big case. Who's going to hang it to like a belt or to a belt loop or anything? But funny thing is, since I've been using it for more than a week, I have actually used it a few times, like 2 or 3 times I've used it. For example, if I have something like sorry, I'm going off track, but this is just amusing how it proved me wrong. Because Sometimes when I've got my hands full with other things and I don't want to take 2 trips to the car, I can just hang this on my belt loop and just walk slowly and bring everything inside the house, or going from just car to the building, that sort of thing. Or sometimes, this I can think of, not done this yet, but if I'm standing by the roadside on the footpath and I'm setting up my Osmo for like a time lapse kind of thing for the traffic, and I don't want to put my stuff on the floor because, like, you know, footpath dirty, so I can at least have an option to put this in the belt loop and just keep it there while I'm standing in one place. So it will be safe, it will be clean. And the weight, even with all the stuff that I've put in here, the weight is about the same size as my GH5, and I'm used to carrying my GH5 on my belt with a holster. This one I don't hook it into the belt, I hook it into the belt loop. So yeah, it is heavy, it's definitely heavy, but it's actually good to have an option. Otherwise, this handle always is handy when you have one hand to hold it, or you can put your hand through it and hold another thing. So quite well designed, well thought out design. So let's talk about how many items I can put in this. This is my original one that I used to talk about. So what can I do better with this, or what I could not do without it? There's nothing that you can't do without this. This is just a bag, this is just a container. But having said that, you would always need a container to put stuff in. If I didn't use this, I will use either this one, or I would use a backpack, or I would use a carrier bag or something to put my stuff in, because you know as well as I do, when we start doing the filmmaking, when we start doing even vlogging, you can't just go out with the camera. Sometimes you need some accessories. So talking about the scenarios that I talked about in the charger case as well, when I'm using just this, or when I'm using just this and the recorder, perfectly fine, don't need a case at all, just the jacket is fine. But if I want more than that, then it's nice to have everything in one place, so that I don't have to think about what I'm going to take this time, what I'm going to leave at home this time, so I can have much more here. And if you know me, you would know I'm a greedy bugger. I like to put as many things in the bag as possible, so that I'm covered for most of the scenarios as much as possible, as much as of the time. Like when I go to India is my home, so I even have clothes there. So if I say like, yeah, I don't need to take too many shirts, like 2 t-shirts, 3 t-shirts, that's fine. 1 pair of jeans to wear, 1 pair of jeans to carry, or even not to carry. But then a cell phone charger, camera battery charger, then an adapter with a cable, the adapters for the power plugs in India to UK, and things keep mounting up, and my 90% of my baggage is just those things and not the clothes. So I am greedy, which is what happened when I started stocking up this as well. I was quite happy how much stuff it did let me store. I still have the charger case. I am sending it back. I already emailed excuse me, to tell you I'm sick a little bit. I did email DJI, and they have replied already. They have given me an RMA. So as soon as the Easter holidays are over, which is tomorrow, I'll probably send it back on Wednesday. But in the meantime, I'm going to use it to illustrate how this can let you store this. So both pockets, I'm going to push this stuff away. It has a purpose. It all has a purpose. But I'm going to put it here so that I've got more space here. Okay, so I've got the charger case here. It has pockets for these things. So the charger case can contain the Osmo Pocket, in which case, this case, the default case, there's a pocket for that as well. The default case would be empty, and I can put some stuff in here. If I don't have a charger case, which I won't have after today, then this pocket will be empty for me to put some more stuff in here. Okay. Then I'm going to keep explaining to you what items I have. I'm going to put this away in am I going to? Yeah. So these are the 2 things, and then this little item is like a handle. It's called a Copter pad or Copter cord or something. There's a link in my description already for this. I like this because it's very solidly built. It's like a tiny little tripod. You can use it as a handle for a DSLR. I'm going to use it for my Osmo Pocket anyway, because Osmo Pocket, but even for the DSLR, it's very solid, and you can quickly pull it out and use it for like time lapses or slow shutter exposure and things like that. So I really like it, and this fits very easily in this pocket, which is actually meant for cables. But as I said, I'm greedy, so I'm going to try and use as many things as possible. One adapter for the Hotshoe. And this pocket actually is made for this particular accessory, the accessory mount by DJI. So It is purpose cut for that. Okay, let's put it this way. So it is purpose cut for this. This fits perfectly in there with the correct depth and everything. But I don't like this accessory mount very much because it covers too much of my Osmo Pocket. I like this one, which is again with like an Amazon brand, which is called Skyreet. And no, they didn't pay me for the review. But it's really fantastic because it takes so little space and does the same thing. And it's easier to put on there as well compared to the DJI one, which was a more expensive one. So I use it for this, which means I have more space here to put other stuff. And I put this little adapter, which is, where's the second part of this? Don't know where I put it. I'll find it. Okay. Oh, it might be actually an extra one. Yeah. I can use this one if I want. So I can use this with this. The main thing here is that I have two of these. So, oh yeah. I think I have put it somewhere else. Okay, so I carry two of these. One is for the Hotshoe adapter, one is for the tripod, like this one, but has this screw as well. It has a space for this, so I can put it here. And because this thing is just foam, it's just a foam mold cutout kind of. So you can purpose cut it for something else as well if you want. But in my case, if I put something like in this pocket, which is not meant for this is meant for the controller wheel, which I'm not going to buy. But then if I put it here and this screw is sticking out, it will just press the foam and it'll fit in. So nothing is going anywhere, nothing is going to scratch anything else. Perfect for me. So I quite like that flexibility in there as well. And this is my wireless adapter in here. It's taking out this thing. And then it's got 4 pockets here for like the ND filter adapters. And this is one of the cons that I would tell you about, is that these pockets are built for it, but they're slightly loose. So things actually go inside the foam. It's still safe, but when you want to take it out, you have to actually press it a little bit more and then grab it by the edge and pull it out. So it's still safe, it's still not going anywhere, but it's just a little bit of a kind of like a hassle. You can add this to the hassle. So here you go. So I keep these 3 ND filters in here, and I keep, where's my wide lens? Yeah, I think it's the bulky one, the chunky. So there we go. Yeah. So that's my wide lens. So I keep these 4 things here. I'm not going to take them out because I don't want to put them on the table. But these are the 4 pockets for these things. And then there are 3 pockets. I don't know why there are 3. But these 3 pockets are for the purpose built for this connector. So I can put the connector here and I can always know where the connector is at all times. But I'm not going to take it out anyway. I usually keep it attached to my Osmo so that I have at least one option to connect to my phone anytime I want. Okay, so I don't know why there are 3, but you can store 3 of them here. I think these will be suitable for the micro SD card as well. Not sure that I have one extra SD card, micro SD card on me right now. Okay, now let's talk about this pocket. This pocket is just a freeform pocket, so you can put whatever in it. So keep an eye on how much stuff I've got in there. So this is like an extension cable for the USB-C. Remember my video about how to create clear stories for Osmo Pocket with Osmo Pocket? Castanet, you know what that does. Oh right, yeah, I had one here. This is the one that I was looking for earlier, the tripod mount. And my favorite, this is my magnet mount. This cloth came with the case. This is like a microfiber cloth for cleaning things. And this is like a placeholder because I'm using the recorder. So this is a placeholder for the recorder, but the recorder can go in here as well. I have put one cable here, and I have done something silly, which is I put one cable here. This is just like a USB-C cable from USB to USB-C for charger. But I had one small cable here which fits right here perfectly, and I'll need to find that because I think I might have left it in the bag somewhere. In the backpack when I was out on Saturday. This is like a tripod. Yep, it works like this. So you can put a phone or tablet here. It's like a tablet holder, and which is what I'm using here. So I put both of them in here. They both fit in here perfectly fine. Oh yeah, This is my case for the, yeah, I've got micro SD cards here. So this does fit in here. Yeah, it's kind of loose, but it will fit in here. But I have a space for this, so I just use this holder. Silica gel that came with it. This is a small power bank which is 3350 milliamps. It's Rev Power, another one of Amazon brands. I bought this specifically for this case because I had a slim one which I could fit in here, but I thought why not buy this which will fit in one of these pockets and will be easily accessible, and the small cable that fits right here as well. Okay, found the cable. This is the small cable. I quite like it because it's really easy to just connect it like this with the Osmo Pocket out of the case. In the case if you want to charge it in the pocket, but out of the case like this if you want to use it, and then you can just keep using the camera at the same time it's being charged. The only thing is I have to press this button to start charging. Usually with power banks you don't have to do that. So it keeps charging and I can just keep using the camera as well. So I quite like this. Otherwise other cables will, you know, they'll take more space. They will add more weight to the whole kit as well. So I quite like it, and it fits here very easily, very perfectly. So with that all out of the way, let's answer the main questions. So this is my small light which I have reviewed before. So let's answer the main questions. What can I do that I could not do without it? I could not carry everything in one place so conveniently. What can I do better? I can do better that I have them both all protected together and I have everything with me at the same time. What can I do easier? I can find them faster. That's it. So basically all of the questions come to the same answer, that I can carry my kit much easier, have better access to it, have better protection for the kit, and have better organization for carrying them. I have this carry handle to carry this easily. I can use this one as well, which made me laugh at first. And I have had to do a couple of changes, which is that I bought this one rather than the bigger power bank, so this fits better in here. And I have bought this cable, which is it takes much less space. I don't need to carry this. I just carry this because I'm greedy. This I was thinking I would not have to carry the extension cable, but I do, and it comes in handy sometimes. The only thing, so what does it not let me do? I would prefer if I could keep this, but then in that case the case would become bigger as well, and that would be a completely different story. So I can understand that it doesn't fit in there. And if I do know that I'm going to go someplace where I need this, so I take a backpack anyway, like Saturday when I was going to the park, the Cullmann park story. So I took that backpack in the backpack, and GH5, this and a couple of other things. So that worked out okay, and I did use it a little bit there. And there is this one which is small and it would fit in here as well, but it's a little bit tiny and flimsy. It might be okay for the Osmo Pocket because the Osmo Pocket is very light. So there's one option. If it fit in this, that would be great, because it did used to fit in this gadget pocket, but this one is kind of messy because everything is in one pocket. So I'm a bit afraid that things might scratch each other, because you know, with things like cable ends or with things like these kind of screws, the adapters, they might scratch other things, and while it used to take this, it didn't used to take some other things. So that was the compromise. So I have to keep this outside. Didn't use it very much anyway, didn't use it at all on Saturday, but otherwise it gives me quite a good selection. Not a comprehensive one, like not everything, but pretty much everything to carry in one place. I've used this several times now for the open mic night, for Saturday's Cullmann Park photo trip, and for taking it to the squash club and doing some shoot there, like a slow shutter shoot outside, and it's been really, really useful. So I'm quite happy with this, and I would highly recommend it. I have given it 5-star on Amazon because I thought it deserved it. Talking about the quality wise, because I am greedy and I do completely push it to the limit, this mesh pocket hasn't been it's not coming out in fiber, it's not wearing out even with all those things pushing through it, and it seems like it's like a double layered kind of mesh or something, and the zip quality is the same. So if I close it when I've got things here bulging out, then sometimes you have to press, and I don't want to do that, so I can adjust it and then do that way. But that only happens when I've got this case, and this case is going away. So without this, I will have more space to put in here. What I'm looking for right now is I'm looking for like a selfie stick that would be small and less flimsy, maybe less long as well, but would fit in here perfectly, so that I would have something like that and have tripod at the bottom as well. I have not found anything yet that would fit the description with the quality that I need. Alright guys, so that is my review of the Smatree case for Osmo Pocket. I'll put this thing away afterwards. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Please subscribe. Bye.